I've just crossed the border from Poland into Slovakia, and just to prove that I've passed the border, I'll show you the border marker, one of the border markers. So that marker shows that I'm on the Slovakian side, and if I turn the camera around you can see into Poland. So that's Poland. And if I want to cross from Slovakia into Poland, I have done. I'm now in Poland, and just to prove it, I'll show you the Polish marker from this side of the border. Poland. There's something quite fun and entertaining being able to walk across a border like that, and you wouldn't even know there was a border here if it weren't for these little markers that you see dotted all along the border. So I'm now going to walk up the Slovakian side for a bit and then back into Poland. So I've got another border marker just here beside me, still in Slovakia, and if I keep walking this way you'll see the next border post. So they're dotted every so many meters along the border between Poland and Slovakia, and Poland and the Czech Republic, Poland and Germany, yeah, it seems strange. You're crossing from one country to another, and all that distinguishes or marks these countries as these border posts, these very simple little border posts painted white and red. So here's the next one coming up. Slovakia, Poland. So I've now crossed back into Poland. Poland and Slovakia are of course both in the EU, so they're part of the Schengen agreement, Schengen area, so there are no border controls between Poland and Slovakia and any of the countries in the European Union for that matter. And I'm now just walking back down towards the mountain hut that you get dotted around the mountains here in Poland. Good place to stop, spend the night there. You can get some good food and of course drinks. Hiking in the Polish mountains is quite simple. The routes are very well marked. You follow colour-coded paths, and they also tell you how far distances are in minutes and hours, and they tend to be pretty accurate. So this hostel, this hut, which is right behind me, is in Poland, but behind me is Slovakia, and all the routes, most of the routes marked on this sign here, are showing the way mostly into Slovakia. You managed to do that. It's a rather wet, windy day today, a contrast to the 33 degrees that we had yesterday, but we've come to the border between Poland, Slovakia and the Czech Republic, so the three countries meet in this location. So I'm currently in the Slovakian side of the border. If I turn the camera around, you can just make out the Polish border marker, and right next to that is the Czech one, so I'll go and show you that. So may not be able to see it very clearly, but there was the Polish marker. But anyway, so let me show you. I'll walk you over to the Slovakian marker, and then we're going to walk into Poland and then into the Czech Republic. So I've crossed into Poland now, and just behind me is the sign to the Czech Republic. So we'll go into the Czech Republic now. So there we are, now in the Czech Republic, and their border marker, the official border marker, is this pillar here, monolith. So there we go, crossed from Slovakia into Poland and into the Czech Republic, all within 2 minutes. So again, just show you leaving the Czech Republic, entering into Poland in the rain, and just across that bridge is Slovakia. So an interesting place to come to, not the most dramatic, but again really interesting. You just walk into three countries within a few moments, no border checks, no security guards, yeah, nothing to indicate you're on the border apart from the border markers themselves. And that's what it's like across much of the European Union, with open borders, and I suppose in some ways that's what the world should really be like, open borders. I'm standing on top of a 14th century tower, part of the fortifications at Szczecin Castle. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this city, this town is interesting because it's on the Polish-Czech border. So behind me, just checking, behind me is the Czech side, and the river divides the city in two from Poland and the Czech Republic. So you can just make out the river down there. And if I turn the camera around, everything that you can see is on the Czech side of the border. And just down there is the Friendship Bridge, one of the crossings between the two sides of the city, and the border lies in the middle of that bridge. And you've got Szczecin, the Polish side of the city, and then the Czech side of the city has a slightly different name, which I can't remember at the moment, but there we are. There's The building behind me is an old church building constructed in the 11th century, rotund in design, rather attractive building inside, and it features on the 20 zloty note. So if you come to Poland, you get your 20 zloty note, you'll see the image of this church on that note. I always find borders fascinating, but I find this one particularly interesting because the border lies in the middle of the two sides of this town. So I'm actually now walking across the Friendship Bridge, and crossing from Poland into the Czech Republic. So if I turn the camera around, you can just see us now entering into the Czech Republic. So this is the border, and you can literally stand with your feet either side of the Polish-Czech border. My pronunciation of names is rubbish, so Beata's going to try and pronounce the Czech name of the Czech side of the town. So, what is it?
Beskid Śląski.
There you go, and that's what it says on the sign. So the building behind me is the old customs house. So when there was a border post here with border guards and you'd have to check your passport, that's where you would stop. And what fascinates me is we've just walked across a bridge, but as we've walked across that bridge we've entered a different country. So the language has changed, the currency has changed, the laws and customs have changed, and yet we've just crossed the bridge. And that's what fascinates me about international borders. And as we're now in the Czech Republic, there's a sign here that's got information about rules driving on Czech roads. So this is the town centre on the Czech side of the border. So we're back now on the Polish side of the border in the Polish town, and no disrespect to the Czech side, but the Polish side is much more attractive, a much nicer town. It feels also a bit more affluent. Today we're hiking along the Polish-Czech border. So here's the border marker just down here. And the hostel behind me is right on the border on the Polish side, and people are drinking on the park benches on the Polish side. Lovely blueberries all along the path. Very tasty, very fresh.
My face.
Let me see.
Record those.
Oh, that's nice. So the sign here in Czech warns you that you enter the forest at your own risk, and clearly the Czech forests are quite dangerous and quite scary when you look at the sign.